The 9th episode of MobLand's first season, titled The Reckoning, serves as a pivotal turning point in the series. The tension between rival mob factions reaches a boiling point, alliances begin to crumble under pressure, and betrayal threatens to unravel everything the characters have built over the past 8 episodes. This episode dives deep into themes of loyalty, power, revenge, and the cost of ambition, leaving viewers on edge with its explosive climax and emotional character arcs. Opening scene, a city on edge. The episode opens with a wide shot of the city skyline at night, rain falling steadily. The streets are quiet but tense, too quiet. A voiceover from Detective Frank Carter, played by Martin Cross, sets the tone. In this city, silence means more than peace. It means war. We cut to a black SUV speeding through the downtown area, its windshield wipers slicing through the downpour. Inside, Vince Moretti, played by Luca Romano, the young and ambitious heir to the Moretti crime family, sits in the back seat, staring out the window. His face is unreadable, but his clenched fists betray his inner turmoil. He's just learned that someone close to him has been feeding information to the rival DeLuca family. And worse, they've already used that intel to orchestrate a hit on one of Vince's most trusted enforcers. Act 1. The informant revealed. Back at the Moretti compound, a sprawling estate hidden behind high walls and surveillance cameras, Vince calls a meeting with his inner circle. Among them are his uncle and advisor, Enzo Moretti, played by Carmine Serra, who has grown increasingly skeptical of Vince's leadership, Maria Rossi, played by Elena Velez, the family's cold and calculating financial strategist, and Marcus Cole, played by Darius Fields, a former cop-turned-muscle for the organization. Vince lays out what he knows. Someone inside the family has been working with the DeLucas. He gives everyone 24 hours to come clean before he starts digging deeper. Tension rises immediately. Accusations fly. Enzo accuses Marcus of being too cozy with the police during his time on the force. Marcus fires back, suggesting that Enzo himself might be tired of playing second fiddle and wants Vince gone. Meanwhile, Maria quietly watches the chaos unfold. She's clearly hiding something. Later that evening, Vince confronts her alone in her office. Their conversation is intense but civil. Vince tells her he knows she's been skimming money from their casino operations. Maria doesn't deny it, but says she did it to protect the family from potential losses if the DeLucas take over. Vince warns her, "You play both sides, you end up on neither." But Maria drops a bombshell. She has proof that the DeLucas have a mole inside the police department. Someone high up. Vince realizes this could be the leverage they need, but also suspects Maria may have known about it all along and didn't share it because it served her interests. Act 2. The hit goes wrong. Cut to the DeLuca family compound, where Dominic DeLuca, played by Franco Bellini, is preparing for what he believes will be a decisive strike against the Morettis. He's convinced that, with Vince still reeling from the loss of his enforcer, now is the time to move in. Dominic orders a hit on the Moretti-owned nightclub, Velvet Noir, which doubles as a front for their drug distribution network. The plan is simple. Plant explosives, eliminate key personnel, and send a message that the DeLucas are taking control. However, things go wrong almost immediately. The man assigned to plant the bombs, Rico, a low-level soldier with no real experience, is intercepted by Marcus and 2 of his men outside the club. Rico tries to run, but Marcus tackles him and drags him inside. There, Vince interrogates him while the others search the building. They find 1 bomb already planted in the basement. Vince orders everyone out except for Marcus, who stays behind to try to defuse it. What follows is a tense sequence as Marcus, who had once trained as a demolitions expert during his time in the military, tries to disarm the device manually. Sweat drips from his brow. Vince watches, unable to help. The timer ticks down. Finally, with just seconds left, Marcus cuts the right wire. Silence. They're safe for now. Back at the DeLuca compound, Dominic learns that Rico never returned. He panics, realizing the hit failed. He orders his top enforcer, Sofia DeLuca, his niece and rising star in the family, to mobilize a team and storm the Moretti mansion. Act 3. Betrayal within. Meanwhile, Vince decides it's time to root out the traitor. He calls another meeting, this time only inviting those closest to him. Enzo, Maria, Marcus, and his girlfriend and confidant, Isabella Torres, played by Camila Reyes. He reveals that he's been tracking phone records and bank transactions. Everyone's movements have been monitored. Then he drops the bomb. The informant is none other than Enzo Moretti himself. Enzo denies it at first, then tries to justify it. He claims he was only trying to protect the family from Vince's reckless decisions. Vince, furious, pulls a gun and points it at his uncle's head. But before he can pull the trigger, Marcus intervenes. "You kill him now, you become just like them," Marcus says. Vince lowers the gun. Instead, he banishes Enzo from the family. No money, no protection, no future. Enzo leaves, humiliated. Later, Vince meets with Maria again. He thanks her for not selling him out. She smiles, but her eyes remain cold. Vince doesn't fully trust her, but he needs her for now. Act 4. The siege begins. Back at the De Luca mansion, Sofia leads a heavily armed squad toward the Moretti estate. Vince, having anticipated the attack, has fortified the property. The Moretti men are ready. As the De Lucas approach the gates, gunfire erupts. It's a full-blown firefight. Vince fights alongside his men, showing leadership and bravery. Marcus takes out several attackers with precision shots. Even Isabella gets involved, using a shotgun to defend the main house. During the battle, Sofia is wounded but survives. She retreats, ordering a tactical withdrawal. The De Lucas regroup, shaken by how prepared the Morettis were. Act 5. Fallout and consequences. The next morning, the city wakes up to news of the violent shootout. Police swarm the area. Detectives Frank Carter and his partner, Rachel Lynn, played by Michelle Park, arrive at the Moretti compound. Vince greets them calmly, offering coffee. "We were defending our home," he says. "Self-defense." Frank looks around at the carnage. He knows Vince is lying, but there's no hard evidence to prove otherwise. For now. Later, Vince visits Maria in her office. He tells her he knows she withheld the truth about the police mole. She admits it but says revealing it too soon would have jeopardized everything. "Who is it?" Vince asks. Maria hands him a file. Inside is a photo of Detective Frank Carter. Vince's expression changes. Shock, anger, disbelief. "I thought we were on the same page," he says. "We are," Maria replies. "Just different strategies." Vince leaves, visibly shaken. He walks out into the rain-soaked courtyard, looking up at the sky. Final scene. Seeds of war. Cut to Sofia De Luca recovering in a private clinic. Her wounds are healing, but her fire burns brighter than ever. She stares at a photo of Vince on her phone. "This isn't over," she whispers. Back at the Moretti estate, Vince gathers his remaining allies. He announces that they're going on the offensive. "No more waiting. We finish this. Now." The screen fades to black. Post-credits teaser. A final scene teases what's to come. In a dimly lit room, someone places a call. "They know about Carter," the person says. There's a pause. Then a voice on the other line responds. "It's time we bring in the bigger players." Fade out. Episode recap summary, approximate. 5,555 words. This episode of MobLand masterfully combines action, suspense, and character development, pushing the story forward while setting the stage for an even larger conflict. With Vince now aware of the police mole, the internal betrayal revealed, and the De Lucas licking their wounds, the stakes have never been higher. The episode explores complex moral questions. How far should one go to protect family? Can betrayal ever be justified? What happens when the lines between good and evil blur? Character arcs deepen significantly. Vince's evolution from a reluctant leader to a hardened mob boss accelerates. Marcus emerges as a critical figure, not just muscle but a strategic mind. Maria continues to play her own game, manipulating events for her own gain. And Sofia De Luca becomes a formidable new threat, setting up future clashes. The writing remains sharp, with tight dialogue and well-paced scenes. The cinematography emphasizes mood and atmosphere, Dark lighting, heavy shadows, and sudden bursts of violence keep the viewer engaged throughout. The Reckoning is not just an episode title. It's a promise. The reckoning has begun, and no one is safe.